Yo guys, Punkrat with another video. This video is something I feel a duty for. It's a call to action, so to speak. It's something that needs to be said in my opinion. This is my message to the private server community. You guys are my brothers in arms, my fellow soldiers. This one's for you. Since I started this YouTube channel, I've noticed a trend of animosity against the private server community. Most classic WoW videos have a very healthy amount of dislikes, and the comment sections tend to be filled with argumentative twats playing a game of one-upsmanship over absolute minute semantics, over every little detail within the video. I have seen very often people talking about how the private server community is full of noobs who are playing a flawed version of the game, talking about when real classic WoW comes out, how we're going to be out of our depths completely, and much, much more. The Blizzard forums, the World of Warcraft and WoW Classic subreddits, for example, are some of the most hate-filled places I have ever witnessed. Every video posted there is immediately downvoted by a legion of Winstons. Every opinion is immediately declared war on by a wall of text telling them how uninformed they are, how bad their knowledge about Classic WoW is. It's honestly brutal in a certain way, but it shows a lot about this community and the type of players playing the game. In a way, I feel bad for you guys spending your whole day arguing about futile semantics all day in the YouTube comments and beyond. Depression must be rough. People seem to love to trash on the private server community, but the private server community fought the battle that got you Classic WoW. Private server players have formed the most die-hard vanilla WoW community. They are the people who have lived this game for years. The private server community is made up of people who stuck by their beliefs. They weren't happy with the downfall of World of Warcraft. They weren't happy with the current state of the game. And so they decided they had enough. They didn't just bow down to the corporate overlords at Blizzard who did everything in their power to chase profit and chase an expansion to the casual player base. They knew what they were looking for in a game. They understood what made World of Warcraft tick as a game. They understood the traditions of game design that made an MMORPG an MMORPG. They stuck by their beliefs so faithfully that they decided to boycott Blizzard by unsubscribing. And regardless of whether or not they wanted to play WoW, they refused to do so in order to send a message to the evil Sith Lords at Activision, and instead opting to play in the black market of private servers. Without this, we would have never had Classic World of Warcraft. We would have never been able to win this battle. And that's truly what it was. It was a battle, and we won. The private server community was the tip of the spear. They brought you this momentous resurrection of classic gaming. You should be thanking them instead of constantly bashing on their achievements within the private server community, or saying how private servers are so bad and not Blizz-like at all, and once the real game releases, the private server noobs aren't going to be able to replicate their successes. Mark my words. This community will lead the Classic WoW era, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Nowadays, we see so many people protesting in the streets. So many people are fighting a culture war in the political sphere all across the globe. And a lot of people have this notion in their minds that, oh, I'm just one man or one woman. What can I do to affect change? But the private server community, in my opinion, exemplifies exactly what we can do as a community when we band together and show the ruling class exactly what we're made of. I, for one, have refused to give Blizzard my subscription payments for years now, and I haven't played seriously since Cataclysm. While my friends played retail, I wanted to play with them all along, but I stuck to what I believed in. I felt as though if there was a large enough group of people in the same boat as me, doing what I was doing in protest, which I'm sure there was considering the subscription numbers, that maybe that boycott would get to the Blizzard headquarters, it would get to the investors. Money talks. And you know what? We as a community have banded together and accomplished something that I think is going to change the world of MMORPGs for the foreseeable future. I see a whole lot of skeptics out there. There's a whole lot of hate aimed in the direction of the classic community from the lot of retail Care Bears masquerading as true World of Warcraft players. We are the true World of Warcraft players. We are World of Warcraft. With the release of Classic, we're going to show them that Classic WoW won't fail. In fact, it'll prove us right. And hopefully, Blizzard will learn from the mistakes. I know that that's a long shot, But the optimist in me tells me that best case scenario is Blizzard's gonna learn from the community what it is exactly that made World of Warcraft great in the first place. I heard that they're in development on a new MMORPG, and hopefully the timing is just rightly aligned with the inevitable success of World of Warcraft Classic. And in that way, we'll show them the importance of an organic, uninhibited human experience within an MMORPG world. Hopefully, at least some of that will flow within their minds while working on that new MMORPG. What I think a lot of people misunderstand about the classic WoW community when they tell us things like we're living in the past or it's all about nostalgia is a lot of us playing classic WoW don't just want to keep playing classic over and over again. We just know that there's something special about the traditional game design within classic WoW that makes it a great game. And if there was a new game that followed that same gameplay model, we would be the first to lead and evangelize that game for the masses. So, as I've stated, we've seemingly won the battle, but I believe we are far from winning the war. We have already been forced to compromise a whole lot with Blizzard implementing Classic directly into the new game engine, which adds in-game chat reporting amongst other things and potentially having implications for the future of this game. Let's make sure to make our voices heard going forward in order to ensure that the Classic we want is respected and delivered. We are the core of this game, and we can't let it slip away from us once again and repeat history, as history has a tendency of repeating itself in cycles throughout the ages. I hope you guys are as excited as I am about the release of Classic WoW, and as excited about the potential effect its success can have on the future of gaming as a whole, specifically within the MMORPG world. Every day we get closer and closer to something we have fought so valiantly for. We have fought from 5 to 9 years easily in this battle. This will make it so much sweeter when our goals have been fully realized and we are able to step into our home of Azeroth in an official sense once again. I want to extend love to the entirety of the Classic WoW community, all my brothers at Nostalrius, the devs of Nostalrius who pulled off one of the best private server experiences I've ever been a part of. I want to thank all the Classic WoW content creators, specifically the old school ones who persevered to create content even after being banned off Twitch amongst other hurdles that they had faced. I want to thank Mark Kern for having his finger on the pulse of the community and going to battle for us in the boardrooms of Blizzard. He was truly our Trojan horse. Even though he's now the most hated man in Green California for having wasted enough paper for the whole school year worth of printed exams. I want to thank the dorks at Blizzard who thought it was a smart idea to sue Nostalrius, shutting them down, which led to the uproar which got us here in the first place. I want to thank J. Allen Brack for being the most ultimate dweeb who provided us with the most legendary, elitist ivory tower quote of all time.
No. And by the way, you don't want to do that either. You think you do, but you don't.
I want to thank all of my YouTube subscribers and viewers for helping me create this little community that I have here on YouTube. I love all of you guys. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone. I guess I can thank all the guys at Blizzard for working hard to make Classic a reality in 2019. I'll at least be a little bit appreciative towards them. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Of course, you know the drill. I'll see you guys in the comments. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.
Nine a winner. Pay the front line, take the don'ts. He's coming out again for a new point. Get your bets down, ladies and gentlemen. 4-4's the point, mark 4. Ace, deuce, scrap, 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 mark 4. Ace, deuce, ace, deuce, scrap, mark 4. Scrap, mark 4. Who wants the hard 4?